Croatia is voting today in a runoff that will determine who will be the country's president for the next 5 years. The choice is between Ivo Josipovic, who is seeking a second term, and challenger Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic. More than 6,000 polling stations in Croatia opened at 7 this morning, and 92 polling stations are open abroad. There are 20,000 more voters registered than in the first round of the presidential poll. That is, that many people acquired new personal identification cards over the past 2 weeks. Because of the election blackout, the first exit poll results won't be made public until after the polls close at 7 tonight. Parliament Speaker Josip Leko cast his ballot this morning. He said he expected the electoral process to proceed under the highest possible democratic standards and added that he believed the runoff would have a higher turnout than the first round, in which none of the candidates managed an above 50% majority. The candidates turned out this morning to cast their votes. Incumbent Ivo Josipovic marked his ballot at a polling station in downtown Zagreb, as did Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic, casting her vote a few blocks away. Croatian voters in Bosnia and Herzegovina are voting at 15 locations today. Polling stations were crowded all morning, with voters having to wait several hours. The wait is longer for those who need a permit to vote in the case they have not registered to do so beforehand. It is estimated that there are about 250,000 people in Bosnia with the right to vote in Croatian elections. Until Saturday, only about 10,000 had registered. Many complained today that too few polling stations had been set up. A massive march of solidarity with the victims of the terrorist attacks in Paris is taking place today in the French capital. Many dignitaries and world leaders are taking part in the event. France is united in mourning in the wake of 3 days of terrorist attacks that left 20 people dead, including 3 of the attackers. Zagreb's Museum of Contemporary Art has opened Da Capo, a project created by the Lithuanian artist Demjantas Narkevičius. It is the third installment of an exhibition series shown in Florence and Grenoble. It was curated by Marco Scottini.
This is the last one, and with the same title, but every time with a different curatorial approach, with different curators and venues, one in Italy, another one in Grenoble, and last in Zagreb. But especially for this, of course, there was this common ground, the socialist past, so we selected from our point of view, together with the artists, works that can be recognized immediately from the audience of Zagreb.
In his docu-stories, the artist uses an unusual storytelling technique, moving frequently back and forth from past to present and vice versa.
Beginning of the 90s, when we appear on the map as the country, it was very difficult to explain what we are, you know, because the country was so huge, and we are really very little region at that time. Even historically, it was not that little region. And in the contemporary art, it's always references to the history of art. And we had no history of art, our history of art. So I had to invent it.
The exhibition offers an overview of the artist's video works and installations over the past 20 years that have been shown around the globe, from New York's MoMA to the Venice Biennale. In sports, Croatia's Ivica Kostelić finished the first run of the World Cup slalom in Adelboden in 22nd place, more than 2 seconds behind leader Fritz Dopfer of Germany. Teammate Filip Zubčić did not finish. Croatia's handball team celebrated their second victory over Serbia in a pair of weekend friendlies ahead of the World Championships in Qatar, which open on January 15th. The final score in Saturday's match in Rijeka was 34-30. Domagoj Duvnjak and Andrea Penezic were awarded the Players of the Year awards for 2014 during halftime. Slavko Goluža was named Best Coach. Today's forecast calls for clouds and rain moving in from the northwest and spreading westward. Temperatures will drop in the interior, and there's a chance of sleet and snow. The mountains may see a light blanket of snow. Moderate to high northerly winds are expected in the interior. On the coast, a moderate to high southeasterly wind turning to a high to gale force northeasterly in the north late in the day. The day's highs will range from 8 to 14 degrees Celsius throughout the country. The weather is expected to improve on Monday, but the morning will be cold. Tuesday and Wednesday will bring sunshine and warmer temperatures, but there may be some lingering fog in places. On the coast, over the coming days, it will be partly to mostly sunny and relatively warm for this time of year. Cloudier skies are expected in the north on Wednesday with a chance of light rain. Winds will be mild to moderate, southeasterlies and northwesterlies. Moderate to high northeasterly and northwesterly winds in Dalmatia tomorrow.